After Jujutsu Kaisen Chapter 220, it's looking like for this final battle and this final arc, which is going to end the series off, Yuji might actually be getting a Six Eyes and Limitless power. And it looks like it's going to be very possible and it might actually be what happens. Yuji's Honored One moment finally might be coming, which would be long deserved, and it'd be pretty interesting if it actually does end up happening. But nonetheless, trust me, Yuji fans, you're going to want to stick around for this one. And hey, if you haven't already, subscribe, I have a ton of JJK content on the channel. And thank you to the Honored One and special great members of the channel, Worstbox, Isakaisen, and that guy Trey. Thank you guys very much. Okay, so how is this going to happen and why is this going to happen? Well, actually, it all goes back to this meme video that came out a while ago, and that I was even sending to Blaziken as a troll. It's a video where Yuji actually eats the prison realm and he gets the Six Eyes and Limitless and he actually becomes a vessel for Gojo. Now at the time it was just a meme, it was just a funny little joke, and it's a really cute little video too, but now it's actually looking very possible, and this is because of the explanation that we got from Yuji that now he's actually lost Sukuna. He is a cursed object, or to some extent it's something like that, where he can actually now house another vessel, or he can actually consume things such as other cursed objects and just get their cursed energy. This actually harps back to an interview GEGE actually done before, where GEGE had actually said what would happen if Yuji or someone else had actually eaten death painting wombs while they were embryos, and GEGE had actually explained that either one or two things would happen. One, person might just get the cursed energy power, or two, they would actually become vessels just like how Yuji is for Sukuna. Now it is looking like option 2 is actually what's going to happen when Yuji eats his brothers. He's not going to become a vessel for all of them, he's just going to get that cursed energy, so actually GEGE did foreshadow it in an interview a while ago, which is really cool. But now what does this mean for Gojo? What this means is that now that Yuji doesn't have Sukuna, he can actually just eat the prison realm and, as I said before, just get Gojo. I know you might be asking, why would this need to happen? Now that Hana's alive and well, even though she might not join for the final battle, she could still use a curse technique to actually release Gojo from the prison realm. So why do we actually need Yuji to eat the prison realm and to become a vessel for Gojo? What's the point of that? Well, the reason being the new rules that Kenjaku had, and I know some people were very confused by these rules and like, why did Kenjaku add these, what's going on? So actually let me briefly break it down. So one of the rules is very tricky, it's very clever from what Kenjaku did, and people don't actually know the reason he did. The rule is that there can be no new players that enter the culling game, and the second rule is culling game won't end until Geto, which is him, and Megami, which is Sukuna, die. The biggest purpose to this rule, obviously one is to end the game and whatever plans he has in the future, but one of the other plans for this is that now even if Gojo is unsealed via the back of the prison realm, he's not going to be able to join the culling game, and this is because new players can't join and Gojo isn't a player. So even if they unseal Gojo, Gojo won't be any help in the final fight. So I think you see where I'm going with this. The only way to actually have Gojo in the fight is to actually have Yuji consume the prison realm, for Yuji to become a vessel for Satoru Gojo, and then when Yuji goes into play the culling game, or I guess play like join the fight and join the culling game, even though he would have Gojo inside of him and he'd have Gojo's cursed energy and powers, and Gojo could even switch with him, it would still count as Yuji technically because Yuji's a player. And it would actually be a very smart way around that rule where Gojo can no longer play or no longer be included in the game. Well, technically just give him to Yuji and now Yuji can. So it'd be very dope. We'd actually might be able to get that Gojo versus Sukuna fight, or it might even be a hybrid of Gojo versus Sukuna and Yuji versus Sukuna. It'd be really cool. I really do hope we get that, and it'd just be great to finally see Yuji with a big power up too. Not even just including the death painting cursed energy power that he's gonna get. And obviously we have Blaziken's theory where he thinks he's actually gonna get the blood manipulation too, which would be really dope. I really hope that turns out to be true. Yuji the blood manipulation, that would be really cool. But yeah, that is a great way around it, and it'd just be a great way to actually fulfill two of the fights that have been hyped up, Gojo versus Sukuna and Yuji versus Sukuna, because both of these fights have been foreshadowed and really hyped, and you can't really have both of them. I mean, you kind of could, but if one happens, you're probably not going to get the other for the final fight, so it'd be a good way to actually, you know, smartly put them both in, get both of the fights at once. Now, of course, we're going to get the answer to this in the next chapter, which is coming a few days after this comes out, so we'll actually see if this turns out to be right or wrong. I'm either going to be horribly wrong or horribly right. It's just a short little fun theory video I wanted to throw out there. I thought it would actually be really interesting, because I do think it's the best way around the new rules that Kenjaku had added. Maybe there are other ways around it. The reason I say this is because Yuji did say I'll eat anything to kill him, and then right after that he says, oh, I have several plans to take down Kenjaku and Sukuna. But then Yuta's like, whoa, hold on, we don't need to go over all those. Regardless, it's going to be very cool. And there's always the possibility that Yuji's going to get the Six Eyes Limitless and the blood manipulation, which would be even crazy if he has both of these OP techniques. I mean, it would be a way that Gojo and Yuji could actually match up against Sukuna, so Sukuna has the Cleaviness Mantle and the 10 Shadow, so imagine Yuji had the Six Eyes and Limitless and the blood manipulation. There'd be two top tier techniques versus two top tier techniques. It'd actually balance it out and make it a very even and fun fight. And I do want to remind you that, remember that Sukuna did say that had he wanted to, he could have done what Hana and Angel did, where Angel actually lends all of her cursed energy and cursed techniques to Hana. Sukuna could have done the same thing with Yuji, as he confirms that he could have, but he just didn't want to because he really doesn't like Yuji. And there was no reason that he would have needed to share the Cleaviness Mantle, all this cursed energy and all this stuff with Yuji. But again, that's just a short little fun theory video I just wanted to make. Something that could really happen and something that would be really cool. If you did enjoy the theory video, hey, be sure to leave a like and also subscribe. I've got a ton of JJK content on the channel, what ifs, versus battles, power scaling, and live streams and all that great. And hey, if this turns out to not be true, it is what it is. It is a fun little theory, and it'd be really nice if it was. And of course, thank you to all the channel members too. Thank you guys very much. You guys make these videos possible. Thank you. And that's all. Take care, have a nice day, and see you.